Hi friends, welcome to my channel, and this is SCCM 2016 training videos, and this is 12th video in this series. And in this video I'm going to show you how to deploy operating system image by task sequence in SCCM 2016. So basically in this video we are going to deploy Windows 7 or Windows 8 operating system by using the task sequence, by using the PXE boot, which we have configured in last video. So let's move. So here is my demo environment. So we have three virtual machine in this demo. The first virtual machine is my Active Directory server, which is Win2K 16 DC01. And the IP address of this machine is 192.168.0.201. So here is my Active Directory server. This is basically running Active Directory, DHCP and DNS role on this machine. So in last video we have configured the PXE boot and DHCP option on this machine. And the next machine is Win2K 16 CM01, which is my system center machine. So basically configuration manager. So I'm going to open a configuration manager console here on this machine. And our last machine is PXE boot client. So this is my brand new machine where we don't have any operating system installed. So this is a brand new machine where we are going to configure the PXE boot and allow machine to boot from the PXE and deploy the operating system by using the task sequence. So here's the step. Basically we require the step to install a deploy operating system by using WDS or PXE boot or SCCM. We require the step also need to configure, which we have done last video. So I'm marking these steps as a green because we have done these steps in last video. So I'm going to follow from step 4, which is distribute boot image to distribution point. So if I go here and monitor, and if I go to distribution status and content status, you can see we have a image here, a boot image, but it's not deployed 64 or 30. It's not deployed, so compliance is 0%. We have deployed only the configuration manager client package and update package, so this is good. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on my software library, and under the operating system you can see my boot images here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on distribute content and click next. And here we have a distribute content, so I'm going to select my distribution point. This is my distribution point server, which is CM01. So I'm going to click on OK and click next. And now you can see the boot image there. So I'm going to deploy distribution point CM01. So click next, and it's working. And now you can see here it's in progress. So if I click here and I'm monitoring and see the status is being in progress. So if I click on view status, you can see it's in progress. So it's going to take few seconds of few minutes to get the installation, basically to deploy this content to my this state. So succeeded. Now you can see the status is asset is 1 and status is succeeded. So if I go on now, here you can see this has been available and compliance report is 100% and it's targeted to 1. And basically this this boot images are available on my distribution point server, which is this, to support the PXE boot. So we are done with this. We have deployed this and we are good to go with the second step, which is add install image to SCCM. So I'm going to add install image. So for now what I'm going to do, I'm going to mount the installation media for Windows 8.1. so client, and I'm going to install this Windows 8.1 64-bit. So it's there, and I need to go to open source and install.vim. So here's the file which we need. I'm going to copy this file and paste in my CM setup. I'm going to create one folder here called OS image, or you can call it Vim image. I'm going to paste here. So Later on I can add this in my image WDS SCCM server, and same way I am going to add, once it's done, I'm going to add Windows 8 or Windows 7 image also to my server, and I'm going to distribute. So we are going to have a both image Windows 8 and Windows 7 image, which we can deploy by using the SCCM server. So let's wait to finish the copy. So around 10 seconds, 10 more seconds. So I'm going to rename it like Win8 and OK. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to click on operating system image, which is my this task, add operating system image to SCCM, and I'm going to click add image, and I'm going to put the path here. So my path will be this. So win8-vim, click next, and it's going to give you the options like name, what you want to put, and if you want to put any comment or version, you can do it. So click next, and it's working, and you can see it's added successfully. I can close this, and now you can see it's not yet available to my distribution point. So I'm going to do this, distribute it to my server. So I'm going to click on distribute content, click next. I'm going to add my distribution point here, and I'm going to distribute this. So now if I go here, you can see it's in progress. So it's going to take some time to deploy this, and you can see it's available now here, but its compliance report is 0%. So same way I want to add one more image for my Windows 10 operating system, Windows 7 operating system. So I'm going to mount the Windows 7 solution image first. So it's spec 1 64-bit. I'm going to copy. So I just want to make sure it's copying. We will get the option to deploy, select the operating system which we want to deploy, like Windows 7 or Windows 8. So I'm going to copy and paste it here. So we will get the option there to deploy which operating system we want to select and deploy. So that's why I need two image for just for demo. So it's done. I'm going to make it Win7. Same way you can add Windows 10 on any other operating system. So I'm going to click on add operating system image. I'm going to put the path. Oops, we need to type this path, and Win7. Win7, click next. Windows 7 Enterprise, click next, and it's added. I'm going to distribute this also. So distribute content, where you want to distribute. I'm going to distribute at my distribution point, and on-prem, click OK, next, finish. And now it's in progress, both is in progress, so it will take some time to get available. So you can see Windows 8.1 is available, and compliance report is 100% and succeeded, and this will take some time. So we are good with this. Next step, we can go ahead and create a task sequence and deploy operating system. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to click on administration, and basically on software, and create task, create a task sequence, and I'm going to install an existing image package. So click next, and I'm going to type here deploy OS, and boot image, I'm going to select my 64-bit boot image, which is available for the Pixie boot, and click next. And image package, I'm going to select Windows 8.1 for now, and product key I don't want to go, and here I'm going to specify the local account password for administrator account. So good, and now I don't want to configure task sequence to use a BitLocker, so leave it. Click next, and here if you want to join in work group or domain, so I want to join this machine in my domain Victor Infosol, and the domain OU I want to join here workstations, and account I want to put here administrator account to get the authentication to join machine in my domain. Looks good. Test connection, so the connection was successfully verified, good to know. Click OK, and now click next, and install management client. Yes, I want to install it. Click next. I don't want to do any state migration because it's the brand new bare metal machine. And install update, do not install for now because we have not configured any update software update. Click next. We don't have any application to install. Push. Click next, and everything looks good. Now I'm going to click on next, and it's done. Close this, and now we can go here and check the content status. So Windows 7 and these both are available now. So what I'm going to do now, let's create one more task here. I'm going to deploy this to my, if you see here, create and deploy. So I'm going to deploy my collection, which is unknown collection. I'm going to deploy this. Click next, and per deployment setting, so I'm going to make it available and make available for the following. So I'm going to make available for only for media and PXE. Click next, and schedule I'm going to leave it. Users experience, leave the default. Alert, leave the default. Distribution point, leave the default. Everything leave the default. Just click next and finish. Once you finish, you can see the software deployment completed. Click close, and now if you go here on devices and unknown, you can see one policy must be coming here on a device collection deployment. You can see OS deployment is coming, so good to know that. And if you go here and make one more task sequence here for Win 7 deployment, so click next. I'm going to call it like Win 7 deploy Win 7 OS. I'm going to select this, click next. Image package, I want to select Windows 7 Enterprise and don't want to do encryption, and I'm going to set the password for this. Local administrator, click next, and I want to join in my domain, and the OU would be Victor workstation, and now I have to put my credential here for administrator account. And verify, good. Click OK. Install management client, leave default. Here on a capture, I don't want to capture anything. Don't want to install applications and updates. Click next. And click on finish, and now I'm going to deploy this to my unknown client. So where I need to only media and PXE, click next and make it available, not required. Click next, leave everything default, and click on finish. So we have successfully deployed Windows 7 and Windows 8 task sequence to deploy operating system. And if you go here, you can see the both is deployed. Now we are good, and we can check the PXE boot for a client machine. And now I'm going to boot this machine and see if it's working fine. So it's going to get the IP address and everything looks good. So it's saying press F12 for the network services, so I need to press F12 here. So I'm going to hit Ctrl Alt Del, and inside the machine I'm going to press F12 now. You can see Microsoft Windows P 64-bit. Hit enter, and now you can see it's connected to my Pixie Boot server, and it's downloading the Vim file which is available there. So it's going to take some time. After this, we can select which operating system we want to deploy, and we can proceed with that operating system deployment. So I'm pausing the recording for now. Once the boot image is loaded, we'll resume from. So it's done, and now it's loading the Windows installation. So here we are, Windows is starting up, and you can see the configuration manager. So we have not set up any task sequence password, so we can simply click on next. You can see both the operating system task sequences available here. So I'm going to install a Windows 8 on this machine, so deploy OS, and this is especially for Windows 7. So I'm going to select the deploy OS and click next, and now you can see it's formatting the partition on a disk 0. Now it's downloading the Vim file, and you can go and see the traffic which is getting generated from here. So you can see it's sending the data to Windows, this Pixie Boot client. You can see here that's sending the data for the Vim file. So it's going to get the Windows 8 machine, and let's create one more Pixie Boot here for Windows 7. So I'm going to create a brand new machine and take the Windows 7 image, and I'm going to call like PXE boot Win 7 and click next, and I'm going to give 60 gig, and now you can see it's applying operating system image. I'm going to do some modification here, like I'm going to assign 8 gig of RAM, 4 cores, and I'm going to put on bridge network where my all the servers are. So good, and now I'm going to power on machine, and it must going to boot from Pixie Boot, and I'm going to press F12. So you can see here it's booted from my Pixie Boot. You can see applying image 1 of Windows 8 Vim. So everything is looking good now, and Windows 7 is loading. Brand new machine is loading the Vim file, and then we will deploy a Windows 7 image on this machine. So it's going to take some time. I'm pausing the recording for now. Once the installation is loaded, we will continue from. It's loaded. Click next and select deploy Win 7 OS. Click next, and you can see it's formatting the partition now. I'm making the partition here and formatting volume C, applying operating system, which is downloading Vim 7, and you can see the traffic once again here. You see the traffic which is sending. So it's downloading the vim file for win 7, and you can see Windows 8 machine is booted, and it will take few more minutes to get the installation deployment done for OS. So it's loading the device driver. So I'm going to pause the recording for now. Once the installation is done for both the operating system, we'll resume from there, and we'll see few more options after the deployment. So pausing the recording for now. So now Windows 7 installation is still running, but we have a Windows 8 machine installation is done. We can go and log in any user account, and you can see it's already joined in domain. So I'm going to put my domain credential and log in. And it's setting the local profile. And if I go here, you can see it's already there. Few machines. I got 2 new machines name in my SCCM console, and one is client is active and site code is defined to this machine. And basically it was Windows 8 machine which having the client installed and site code is defined. And on Windows 7 you can see it's installing the configuration manager agent still. So after the installation it will reboot, and we will able to log into this machine. So now you can see this machine is ready, and if I go here on properties, you can see this machine is 90N, and if I go here you can see 90N is the status is active. So basically you can verify the client also. If I go to control panel, you can see the configuration manager is installed and it's connected to our SCCM server, and the prerequisite is also installed. So you can see the deployment is succeeded for Windows 8 client machine, and we have successfully created a task sequence and deployed Windows 8 machine by using the task sequence by an SCCM 2016. And let's wait few more minutes to get the installation done for this Windows 7 machine. So I'm pausing the recording once again. Once the this machine is ready, Windows 7 will write back and resume from there. So Windows 7 installation is also completed. Hit Ctrl Alt Del, and it's joined in my domain. So I'm going to log in with my domain account. Preparing your desktop, and if I refresh here, it's going to take some time to reflect in SCCM console for the client status. So you can see here it's yes, and site code is defined, and status is still not active because it's going to take some time. So we have a Windows 7 client machine. Join in my domain. Everything looks good, and it's also having the client. If I go to here, and you can see the configuration manager client is there. So everything looks good. So this is all about how we can create a task sequence and deploy operating system by using a task sequence SCCM 2016. So thank you for watching, and please subscribe me for more videos. And if you have any query, any question related to this, you can post me on my given mail IDs. Thank you once again. Bye bye.